Imagine a theater, shrouded in darkness and silence, the air thick with the scent of fear. A chilling scene unfolds, echoing the terror of previous encounters with the enigmatic Leela. As the curtains fell, the once buzzing crowd found themselves ensnared in an unforeseen trap. Doors sealed shut and windows immovable, the theater transformed into a cage of despair. In the dim light, Leela's laughter began to resonate, a sinister symphony that amplified the dread. It wasn't just the sound, her dark powers were awakening. One by one, audience members disappeared into the shadows, as if the darkness itself had hands, pulling them into an abyss from which there was no escape. Those who tried to resist were overwhelmed, their screams swallowed by the thickening air of terror. On the stage, the last stand took place, a desperate confrontation with the malevolent Leela. But as the final audience member vanished, the theater fell eerily quiet. And then there was silence, punctuated only by the eerie echo of a lone laugh fading into the shadows. Who is Leela, and why does she wield such terrifying powers? In a remote village shrouded in the dense mists of forgotten woods, a girl named Leela was born under a blood moon. This unusual celestial event was said to herald a life intertwined with the arcane and the mysterious. As a child, Leela was curious and intelligent, often wandering through the dense forests that bordered her village, listening to the whispers of the ancient trees. Her life took a fateful turn when, hidden in the hollow of an old oak, she discovered a collection of ancient texts bound in shadowy leather. These books spoke of forgotten rituals and dark magic, powers that could bend the very fabric of reality. Despite the ominous air that clung to the pages, Leela was captivated. She began to study these texts with a fervor that alarmed those around her. As she grew, so did her powers, and strange occurrences began to envelop the village. Livestock vanished without a trace, eerie lights danced over the woods at night, and whispers floated on the wind, chilling the bones of the villagers. Yet these signs were dismissed as mere coincidence, the superstitious murmurs of a tight-knit community. Leela's transformation was not merely in power, but in spirit. Her once warm eyes turned cold and calculating, reflecting a soul that danced ever closer to the abyss of dark magic. The villagers started to fear her, whispering that she was no longer the girl they once knew. Her final descent into darkness came when she conjured her first spirit, a shadowy figure that screamed into the night, sealing her pact with the dark forces. With each incantation and ritual, the girl who once played in the meadows of her village faded, replaced by a figure of immense power and terrifying intent. With each spell cast, Leela drifted further from humanity, embracing a darkness that promised her unimaginable power. But what are these powers that Leela commands? Leela, a name that whispers through the corridors of the unknown, holds dominion over the darkest arts. Picture a world where shadows are not just absence of light, but entities, twisting and turning at one's whim. This is the realm where Leela thrives, manipulating shadows to not only obscure and terrify, but to bind and dominate. Her control over these dark silhouettes is not merely a party trick. In one harrowing instance during a performance long remembered for its chilling atmosphere, Leela summoned shadows that slithered through the crowd. They wrapped around the unsuspecting attendees, their touch cold, and their grip tightening with palpable fear. Each shadow, an extension of Leela's malevolent will, brought her audience into a suffocating embrace of darkness. But her powers extend beyond mere shadow manipulation. Leela has a terrifying ability to seep into the minds of those around her. Consider the night when whispers filled a room, and rational thoughts twisted into nightmares. With a mere glance, she can fracture the strongest resolve, turning one's own mind into a prison of endless horrors. Her victims find themselves puppeteered by their darkest thoughts, each action unwillingly feeding into Leela's chaotic designs. And so, with every shadow cast, every mind ensnared, Leela's influence grows stronger. With every use of her dark arts, the boundary between our world and the one that feeds her power blurs even further. Return to the present, where the theater stands as a grim reminder of last night's horrors. Sunrise spills its light over the facade of the once grand theater, now cloaked in an eerie silence that betrays the chaos of the previous evening. As the local authorities push through the creaking doors, the air is thick with the scent of mystery and dread. Inside, the scene is one of desolation and fear. Rows upon rows of empty seats, each one casting a long, sinister shadow, seem to whisper secrets of the terror that unfolded. Investigators move cautiously, documenting every abnormality. They find no bodies, no traces of the audience members who had vanished into the night. Only the stains of blood serve as silent witnesses to the nightmare. The peculiar absence of any footage from security cameras adds another layer of mystery, as if the very essence of the theater conspired to conceal its new dark identity. Locals pass by the theater with averted eyes, hurried steps betraying their fear. Tales of strange noises and ghostly apparitions have begun to circulate, feeding the legend of the haunted theater. Some say that at night, the anguished screams of the vanished can still be heard, echoing through the empty streets. As the sun sets, the whispers start again, and shadows seem to move on their own. Is Leela still here? What lies ahead for those who dare to uncover more about Leela? As the dust settles on the chilling events at the theater, whispers of Leela's unresolved legacy continue to stir the air. The story, it seems, is far from finished. In the shadows of the abandoned theater, a new group of the curious and the brave are gathering. Armed with nothing but their determination and a deep-seated need to know the truth, they plan to venture into the very heart of darkness. They seek to uncover the secrets that Leela left behind, secrets that might be better left undiscovered. But beware, for Leela's powers have not waned with time. Instead, they grow stronger, fed by the fears and the stories of those who dare to speak her name. This sinister energy permeates the very walls of the theater, setting the stage for a confrontation that could unleash horrors beyond imagination. As night falls over the now silent theater, one must wonder, what darkness awaits those who seek the truth about Leela?